I got a lot of shine.
Welcome to episode 486 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn, and today we're talking about we're talking about a couple things. But the thing that everyone's talking about right now is the goddamn Tush Push Ban. And I don't know if it's me, but I feel like the way that this thing is leaning, the Tush Push could be gone soon. I don't know the way. I just reading Roger Goodell, and Roger Goodell's getting in the mix and saying what he has to say, and they, I mean the whole idea of safety. They're talking about safety when there's no data about the safety. We heard from
There's no injuries to report.
I mean, Jeffrey Lurie spoke on it, saying that the tush push is actually safer than a QB sneak. I just think in general, it's like almost going to the Hulk and say, Hulk, the Hulk smash. We have to get rid of that. Okay, it's like the other superheroes are telling them, like, because it's dangerous when they're already doing dangerous things out here. Being a superhero or being a football player out there in general in the NFL is dangerous. It's what they signed up for, but the fact that no one can run this play like we do, the Buffalo Bills out here, their head coach is out here proposing to get rid of it. Have you seen
After he had tried it?
Yeah. I mean, have you seen Josh Allen try and hurdle and flip over people? I think that's kind of dangerous. So in general, I'm glad that we've seen the tush push be so effective that it is changing the NFL. We got a Super Bowl out of it. Be excited, be happy. They're going to push this till May. So we have till May to celebrate the tush push for what it is. But I feel like, something, it feels fishy now. How do you feel about it?
Dude, it's if I'm being real with you, it's completely ridiculous. The fact that the whining that I hear about the tush push from every other fan base, it feels like, other than the Eagles, and the fact that this many head coaches, many of whom, like you said, the Sean McDermotts of the world, have called this very play, and then they're sitting here now that they're in the loser seat talking about how it's a safety issue. If it was a safety issue, why would you have called it? You're putting your own players in danger. Everything is contradictory. So I think it's bogus that they're trying to cancel it, but there is honestly a part of me that kind of wants them to. There is like a 20% of me that is sitting here like, go ahead and ban it, because I know the Eagles will prove to you that they don't even need it. We've got the best offensive line with the best offensive line coach in the game. We've got the top running back in the game, and we were averaging well over 5 yards a carry, I believe, last season. So the thought that we're going to fret over a single yard, I think that we've got all of the tools in the shed capable to be able to get as many yards as we want. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. If they do end up being complete babies about this situation and banning it, you need, at the very least, to call it the Jalen Hurts rule. You need to, every time it's called, pay homage to the fact of why they had to change the rules. It was because Jalen Hurts literally broke the game, and they had to go change the rules for it. So if that's the way they go, honor it. What say you, Tim?
We're talking tables, right? It's on the table, right?
Yeah.
We're going to make a decision in May. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, first, how are you guys doing? Hope everything is well.
Doing well. I'm digging the fit, digging the orange today.
Oh, I appreciate it, right? Johnny Blaze, any damn thing changed. Shout out to Meth Man. What a group of whiny ass, rich, snobby
it's
organization.
Every off-season, man. Every off-season we're dealing with someone crying.
On, bro. It's just like, you can't stop the Eagles, so we're just gonna place something in there, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this, listening to the head coaches saying, "Oh man, I just think the safety of the players." It has been proven that there's no injuries when that play is in action. Like, I don't understand. They're just over here just making up. They're making up stuff because they can't stop it.
And I think the thing that is even more aggravating to me, it's not like I guess the injury thing, while there isn't any data to back up what you're saying, at least that's a legitimate concern. But like player safety, that's a legitimate concern. Right. The guys that are saying, I just don't like the look of it. It doesn't look like football. That's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard in my life. That's literally you saying,
I don't like when quarterbacks kneel.
I don't like it. We can't do it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't like when quarterbacks kneel. That's is that a problem?
Right.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like certain like or like when a running back catches the ball and he's being basically in a pile and he's being pushed to get a first down or get a yard in a cloud of dust. Y'all don't say anything in that when that happens.
What about
it's crazy, bro?
What about when Tom Brady was owning the league and he was notoriously the guy that got every QB sneak? If you go back and watch that film, he was getting pushed.
Yep.
Go look at the footage. Tom Brady was getting pushed, but now that it's not Tom Brady getting pushed, it's an issue. That notably with the Eagles having success. I mean, I'm not trying to have a tinfoil hat on here, but I mean, the 49ers did end up having a rule change. This is the most ridiculous rule change of all time. The fact that they think that, what was that? If their fifth string quarterback at that point would have come in, that would have made a difference in that NFC Championship game. Brock Purdy was your third string that year, and then what the hell? Josh Johnson was the guy that came in and got injured.
Trey Lance was there.
The Trey Lance wasn't there, hurt. Was he?
Yeah, he was there. He got hurt. He broke his leg that year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Gil.
How about now? We good?
You're good.
No, the funny thing, they talk about safety, but let alone there's games on Thursday, and then they started adding extra games. Like it's like
you can't cherry pick safety
when it comes to like just. It's embarrassing because you can't lie to NFL fans. You can't lie to us. We can see it on your face. When you can't stop something, it's got to be depressing. And the fact that you look at Jalen Hurts and the way that Jeffrey Lurie spoke about it, he's like our quarterback can squat 600 pounds and he's behind all pro offensive linemen that you can't stop. That's what the problem is. You can't ban those players. Because it's their traits, their technique. They practice it. The fact that Sirianni spoke about it, he said they did it with the Colts, and they ran it. And now that it's a thing with Philly, they great things happen in Philadelphia, and the Tush Push is one of them. Okay, there's a lot of history in Philadelphia. If it does get banned, it will go down in history with the rest of the stuff that has gone down in Philadelphia history. Okay. So you pay homage to it. But I do feel it's getting funky right now.
Well, I mean, if it ends up going the right direction, the direction of justice, where we get to keep this beautiful play in action, the thought of having AJ Dillon and Saquon Barkley behind this year, like that's going to be unstoppable.
That's what Chris said. Shout out to Chris. He says Barkley and Dillon as the running back. We should be good, Tush Push or not. I mean,
I agree. Talking about this offensive line and those two guys. Come on.
No, we're talking about 2 yards after contact. That's what that was last year. Imagine 2 yards after contact with AJ Dillon after dealing with Saquon Barkley. That is a recipe for for any defensive coordinator out there, you're going to have problems. So I think the league is leaguing. I think when you've seen dangerous things like what's his name from the Bills that almost died on the field.
Yeah,
we're gonna
Damar Hamlin.
Or I mean, we're gonna if his situation, like, is it dangerous for him to actually even keep on playing if he almost died on the field?
Was that a Thursday night game too?
Yeah,
that was the only game on that
night. I believe it was a Thursday night game.
You talk about player safety. You had a guy die on Thursday night, but we're gonna worry about the Tush Push with no data to support it.
You know what really bothered me about McDermott is basically like him saying what he said, and they do that play all the time. Like they participate in that play all the time. It's just not as good as us. You know what I'm saying? Like Bro, you talk about hypocritical, man. That is nuts.
Well,
You look like a baby back bitch too.
I mean,
So-
old school football used to be like it used to be predominantly just run game. I have
Right.
to think that the roots of this game is that was probably commonplace back in the day. Players being pushed across the line.
I mean, it's just crazy, man. There's the article where they had the quote from Goodell. He basically says, "I think that makes a lot of sense in many ways because that expands it beyond the single play. There are a lot of plays where you see people pushing or pulling somebody that are not in the tush push formation that I think do have an increased risk of injury. So I think the committee will look at that and come back in May with some proposals." So we had 16 votes against it. They need 8 more people to agree with that. I'm trying to think who else is gonna what are the backdoor meetings looking like? Like is Sirianni calling
guys going to be bought out for their votes?
Jonathan Gannon like JG, we got your vote. Hey, like anyone who got a Kellen
head
Moore
coaching job from this, yeah. Like, come on,
who's going to be swayed is the problem. I think owners, when the owners get behind the doors, I think that's when they're going to just start making some shit up. And clearly, Andrew says, "Can we push on another topic?" Hey, man, if you turn on the news today, it's all been about the tush push. So we have to recognize where it's. I mean, there was multiple meetings with Howie, with Sirianni and Lurie. We're going to just talk about some of the things that we talked about. What we're talking about in that meeting, and then also we're going to talk about some pre-draft stuff, and then we're going to end the show with a mock draft. We did mock draft Monday, but it's a mock draft Tuesday today. But just in general, just thinking about some of the things that were talked about in the last couple of days. If you think about Jeffrey Lurie from the talks of it, looks like Sirianni is going to get that extension. And also talked about Howie Roseman being here for a long time. I know
he said, "Don't worry about it." He's here for a long time.
Like people are talking like, "Hey man, I heard Howie Roseman's going to the Jets. So can you give him part ownership?" I'm like, bro, that's not happening.
Woody ain't doing that.
Yeah. So I mean, how'd you feel about the extension, the looming extension with Sirianni, and then Howie Roseman being here for life?
I mean, I am not in any position to do anything but love both of those decisions. I think that this is a staff that has earned our trust, and it feels weird, honestly, as an Eagles fan, to be sitting here and not be distrusting an ownership group. But I kind of have let go of the reins, and I'm just like, you know what? I have to. There's no reason to not trust this head coach or this GM with their decision making. They've proven year after year that they've done well. And honestly, I was one of the guys, as was most of the Eagles nation, after Nick Sirianni's first press conference, that we're sitting here and we were like, man, this guy seems like a goofball. And I remember thinking about how the head coaching search felt rushed, and it felt like they really didn't do their due diligence and go and talk with everybody that they should have. But ultimately, the past 2 coaches, they've picked the right ones. We've got 2 Super Bowl winning coaches in the last 2. And you sit there and look at the decisions, like letting Doug Peterson go after winning a Super Bowl. We had just done something that nobody that everybody in Philadelphia has always dreamed of, and winning a Super Bowl. And then you let that head coach go a couple seasons later. And in hindsight, that was the right move. I mean, Doug Peterson's a guy now searching for a job while we have another head coach that is flourishing. So I'm all for it on both extensions.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, where we started and then where we're at now with 2 coaches, 2 Lombardis. Like, remember at one point they were thinking about hiring McAdoo. Yeah. Man, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah,
that would have been a disaster.
Dude, there's a bunch of people that wanted Brian Dable. too.
Yeah.
And
You know what I mean? So like there was a lot of choices out there, and I'm glad the Eagles they dot their I's and cross their T's to make the best fit. But yeah, I agree with Evan, man. I remember that first interview, bro. I remember my boys was like, "Hey, what's wrong with your new coach?" I'm like, he was just nervous. I'm like sticking up for him. You know what I mean? Like it was like, leave my man's alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what's crazy about? I will say something about Doug is Doug. He liked his guys, right? He had his, the Taylors and was Mike and all those guys.
Taylor.
Jim
Jim Schwartz. But with that regime that we have right there, they couldn't develop players. Like if you look at that, we won that Super Bowl because all veterans were on the team, minus Carson. Carson was the second year or something like that. But that squad, that coaching staff could not develop. This regime right now that we have right now with Nick, those guys, look at the coaching that he has surrounding him. I mean, shout out to Chip Kelly. We got Satlin and the whole juice bar and all that stuff. Yeah, and Lane Johnson. Like that stuff worked. But what I'm saying is though, look at the coaching staff that we have around Nick and the Nick the job that Nick is doing, a leader of men and just being the vibes coordinator and just saying, hey, you can't be greatness without others. It's working. And they're developing young talent. I mean, that's why you look at this defense. Bro, if you look at this defense, you're like, damn, everybody's like 25, 24, and the number one defense in the league? Like that, that's unheard of. That's unheard of. Look what Vic Fangio did with the teams that he had before. Look at the linebacker core he had with the Niners with Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis and Whitner and all those guys. Look what he's doing now with the young pups that we have coming from Georgia. Well, I mean, let's be honest, SEC. That's where the talent's at. Just gotta put it up. You know what I'm saying? But
here,
what's up?
I was gonna say just some of his resume. We have to talk about his resume. 4 seasons as the Eagles head coach, 4 playoff appearances. 2 Super Bowl appearances, Super Bowl champion, 5th highest win percentage in NFL history. That is just the facts.
Yep.
And he responds great.
He's had nothing but success, and yet, I respect Bob for at least standing on business.
Yeah,
still,
because he was standing on that soapbox saying fire Sirianni.
I think the one interesting thing about Sirianni is his ability to adapt and connect with the players. Because I don't think the Parcells of the world are feeling this new era of football. I mean, the whole idea
Belichick was really the last standing guy in that.
I mean, players with their emotions on Twitter, the way things are handled on social media now as to get contracts done. Imagine what a TO contract situation would have looked like on Twitter. Like, I mean, I just think the way NFL business is done and the way that locker room culture is, you got to like nurture some of these players along. Not every player can be treated the same way. So
I think also though too, there's a lot to be said about Nick Sirianni's growth in his time while he's been here. I mean, you go from, he was really struggling as a guy that was trying to have all of the responsibilities, and for him to be able to be big enough and realize that, I got to delegate some of this responsibility and let my offensive coordinator, do play calling, all that. Like
Shane Steichen.
Yeah, those kind of decisions, I think obviously got us to the Super Bowl, got us to win a Super Bowl. And then I even look at situations that happened earlier this year. And in Nick Sirianni's old team, where he would have been running the show and in charge of everything, think about the situation with Jalen Carter on the sideline during the year, where he was Sirianni was upset that Carter was acting up, and he wanted to go talk to him and give him an ear beating, and Clint Hurt got between them because Sirianni delegated that position, said that you guys run this, and Clint Hurt stood on business and blocked Sirianni from being able to go talk to him, and that resulted in another dub. Like these are all things I think that were good decisions by Sirianni.
I'm thinking Nick Sirianni during the presser. I mean, he looked like he was
Been missing some sleep
or hitting the pin. Or whatever y'all use in between your daily breaks, because I don't partake, but for y'all that do, I don't judge. But I felt like he was having a good time.
Yeah,
might have.
I mean,
I feel like Sirianni. Yeah, I mean, if there's any time to be having a good time, it's the off season. So imbibe, Sirianni. Enjoy.
Yeah. What is it called? What's the fat man button ups with a nice little shorts on the beach with some flip flops? You're okay. You know what I mean? You're feeling yourself. You just come off Super Bowl.
Now I was speaking to some people. I was just like, I'm really not ready for the football season to begin yet. I'm really trying to it's not like we're trying to because they spoke about it in his presser, just being like the fact that football is here. You gotta keep moving, and then you gotta keep on getting better, keep on improving. But here we are as Eagle fans trying to relish in this Super Bowl. I don't really think about anything else but that right now. I mean, we got these nice little patches on it's still fresh in my mind, and I see people with Super Bowl gear on sometimes, and I'm like, I was walking through I was in Media, Pennsylvania, and where I was Main Strip, and all these people had Eagles gear, and this guy turns around, he's like, what's with all the people in Super Bowl gear? And I'm like, I think that's just how we are. I don't know. I'm looking at him and I'm like, Eagles fan.
Why are you not in Super Bowl gear?
And I'm like, bro, but then I'm like, and then I looked at myself. I'm like, am I wearing Super Bowl merch every day? Should that be part of my attire still, or
it's been pretty much part of my attire ever since the Super Bowl? If I'm being real with you, I was wearing this hat actually. I flew home yesterday, and there was a guy sitting in first class on the phone, but he had a Kansas City Chiefs hat on. And as I was walking into the poor people section, I made sure to get in his eye line. I was like, see that? And he just started laughing. He was on the phone, but it was fun.
If I see anyone in Chiefs gear, I look at him extended time.
And then me too. Yeah, me too. I'm right along with you. I was at
you still thinking about
Pop Shark. Oh, facts.
I'm talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Pop Shark with my wife and my daughter, and as kid he had a Super Bowl Pat Mahomes jersey on, and I was like, and I looked, my wife's like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things if you live in the moment of winning a Super Bowl, especially that Super Bowl, because it was belt to ass from the jump. You know what I'm saying? It was just there was no worries. I don't know about you guys, but after the second touchdown and then Vaughn with the interception, I was like Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. I ain't got no worries. I ain't got no worries. I was vibing.
Yeah. Now, Wealthy Mind asked, question for G Money: did you pick up the Inner Excellence as part of your collections of books, Rihanna? I haven't. My girl picked it up. I haven't. I'm being a little cheap, trying to be a frugal gang.
Wow, frugal gang. What's up?
I was like, when you're done with it, can I see it? And she was like, all right.
That's fair.
So I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
But just overall, it's just talking about some of the other things from the meeting. Sirianni talking about Dallas Goedert, just the overall vibes, and what Howie Roseman recently said. I just really feel like
they're treating him like an asset.
The writing is on the wall. Again, we've been on this talking about heavily since last offseason. And the fact that we're here, I just really don't think it's gonna get done. And just the way that the way that I've dealt with it is I've dived into the studies of all the new prospects, tight end prospects. That makes sense. Just because obviously, if I just feel like that's where it's moving.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if Dallas Goedert leaves, that ends up leaving a gaping hole. And my son, Grant Calcaterra, I think that he's a fine tight end coming up. But really, I think the Eagles have had success in having depth at that position the past few years. Like Calcaterra has definitely filled in and done well. But if Goddard were to leave, who would be behind Goddard? And Calcaterra is not Goddard. You know what I mean? Like, at least not yet. So that would definitely be a big hole to fill. We've talked about avenues. We've talked about trading. We've talked about drafting. But I really think approaching this draft, tight end and safety are at the top of my list as most important positions to fill in early rounds.
Here's what Howie had to say about the Dallas Goedert situation. Yeah, there's no update. Obviously, Dallas has been a tremendous player and a person for us. We have tremendous respect for him in both those regards as a player and a person. See, that's like the setup. The opportunities that we got into free agency with Harrison Bryant and Kylan Granson were just opportunities we felt were good for our football team. Certainly, Dallas is a unique player that's kind of where we're standing right now. Yeah. I mean, the other thing that he spoke about was the trade of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Listen to this. Well, I think if you're just taking the C.J. move in a vacuum, obviously it's kind of not giving the whole perspective where we're at. I think Chauncey did a great job for us both the years that we went. That he was with us, obviously making the Super Bowl twice in 2 years with him as our starting safety. Really, when you look at it, our team, look at the amount of highly paid players who have earned their contracts. We have 8 guys who are making $15 million or more. We have from 2022 to 2024 drafts, we have 8 starters who are on the Super Bowl team. None of those guys have long-term contracts.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. I was just going to say that's the unfortunate truth about like a salary cap sport is that you're going to have to, and especially when you have a Super Bowl winning team, because you have to look at all the guys that contributed to helping you win that Super Bowl. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to pay everybody. There's going to be losses. But I think that getting young, the Eagles have done a good job of drafting, and we were just talking about having faith in this team, having faith in Sirianni and Howie Roseman. I think that considering the fact that we have to get rid of guys, these are fillable positions. Tight end and safety, it's not like filling a wide receiver or cornerback position. It's not. It's a more, I feel like. There's a lot more players out there in the pool of available players. And not.
Have you guys did the deep dive on tight ends yet?
I mean, I'm in there on the top guys for sure. I've started going down the list further.
I mean, I just feel like where you can't go into like late in day 3 and try to pick up a tight end. I think if that's where the Eagles are.
It's at the top of the board here.
You have to go get your tight end in either the second round or third round.
I mean, if you want one of the top flight guys, you're going to go. You get taking it in that back end of the first.
I mean, obviously we're gonna get a chance to do a mock at the end of the show. Like last mock, we did a safety but we traded down, got Inouye from South Carolina. I got a couple of texts from people like that. I hated that draft. But
if either Tyler Warren or Loveland were to fall to 25, would you trade up?
Yes.
Nah, not Loveland. Warren, yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say that.
Because I think Warren is he's just like that's just like
So
Just say the
funny.
word. I'm gonna just say the three words.
It would be
AJ
insane for him to fall that far. Yeah, Warren's
Well,
not falling
yeah.
that far.
AJ Brown, AJ Dillon, Saquon Barkley, and add Warren into that mix. That is a ridiculous lineup of just. But again, that's not. I don't think that's not happening. That's not happening. I've seen.
You don't like Harold Finn Jr.?
No, well, not in the first.
You also, to be fair,
Not in the second either.
didn't think that Quinyon Mitchell would ever make it out of the top 10. And what do we draft him at? 19? 20, 21?
20-something. 20-something.
22.
No, I think with I think Mason Taylor is a guy in the second round who I just think in terms of like if they see them in line, if they have some abilities, traits, routes, all that stuff that they like, I think he's like a safe pick. I think Elijah Arroyo from Miami, he's an interesting prospect. Killed it at the Senior Bowl from Miami. I think Terrence Ferguson also had a solid Senior Bowl. Before I thought Fannin was in that mix more. I think Fannon's where people are at with him is a little bit all over the place. Some people don't like him in the second. Some people are thinking third round. He has the production. Is quite as athletic as the rest of them. I feel like I think he's like he's an H-back type. You can move him around. He's crafty. He's got the production. And then there's Gunnar Helm from Texas. I think right there. That's from those guys we just named. That's
the line. Yeah.
Like if you're waiting later than that, maybe a Mitchell Evans later, but I don't. Some people are like. What at this point? What are we doing? Like
how he's gonna come through, bro? How he's gonna come through from
something?
KP's gonna be in the building. We're not even gonna draft one. It's gonna be all good, bro.
KP as in
Kyle Pitts.
I kept thinking that. I kept thinking about. I keep thinking about the rookie.
It's going to be like, what do you think Kyle Pitts demands in a trade? He's got 1 year left on his deal. He's going to be making less than Dallas Goedert would have been getting paid, and you use him as a mercenary for this year, and then we'll readdress the tight end position again next year.
Because I feel like Howie's got a bunch of picks that he's willing to trade.
Mm-hmm.
So Helena chimes in. She says, "I like Mason from LSU." Okay.
Yeah, you and Bob.
Peasy's like, I'm trading down. And that's we were in the same position.
Yeah.
When we drafted Dallas Goedert the first time, we moved back, and I felt the move back energy. I'm feeling the move back energy, and the thing that people are talking about a lot is the picks from like anywhere from the 20s to like the late 40s are all kind of in tune with like second round grades. Like some people don't have a more first round grades than they have on some of these prospects, more like a 1-2, like the back end of the first. So pick your poison.
I think that a big factor, like I think that Howard Roseman's going to view that 32nd pick. Obviously, it is an asset, but like view it as like, I think he 100% moves back because like, what's the difference for him if he moves back into the top of the second? If there's a team that really wants to get a guy and possibly have him on that 5th year option contract, like that is the value of that 32nd pick. Yeah, sure, it's essentially top of the second round, but you have that 5th year option, so there is extra value in it. If there is a guy that, think about the Ravens when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they went and got Lamar Jackson, and so that allows them that flexibility to be able to do something like that.
Bob Downey Jr. AKA Bob from down there. He said he's in on the Mason Taylor love.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Helena says Mason blocks super well. Reminds me of Selleck. It's funny. I was when I was on the plane to the Senior Bowl. His father was on the plane, and I was like, "What is he doing here?" And then by the time I got to day one of end of day one, I'm like, okay, he's here to see his son. Okay, that's what we're doing here.
Lance Zierlein comped him to Dallas Goedert. Just funny.
Now Jonathan says best to trade up. Plenty of picks in 26, 27. I think if your edges are there, I think if Pierce falls anywhere close to, I think he's got the size, he's got the speed. I think he's just got the get off. I think I'm all for that. I don't care about whatever's been said about on the streets about Pierce right now, unless I see it. Like the Mike Green stuff. Before I heard whatever had happened at the Senior Bowl, Mike Green from Marshall was like, "This guy blew up the Senior Bowl. I think I'm good with him." And then, but he had the the sexual. It was a sexual assault thing that was being rolled out there in high school, and then there was like a thing in Virginia where he had to transfer from Virginia. That's how he got to Marshall. So, you know,
I'm pretty sure Howie said in the past they got a zero tolerance on that. So I don't know. That might take him off the list.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get drafted to us.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Sawyer? I mean, is that
Jack Sawyer?
Day 2? Yeah.
You know, I think he's got some day 2, day 3, not day 3, but third round grades in there. I don't. The other thing is arm length. If I'm not mistaken, he doesn't have the longest arms. I'm trying to find out is what thresholds that Vic Fangio has. Like what are his type of defensive or his edge guys, like how they're built and such. I know he likes guys that are good with run defense, guys that don't freelance, have sound technique. So I'm trying to look for those quality guys. You know, that's like there's guys that, you know, like that's what I mean. One of the guys that we looked at was Femi.
He's making a lot of noise. Man,
well, I mean, after we had him in our draft, I mean, a lot of people didn't like him, but like again, I saw him blow it up at the Senior Bowl.
Right.
But I think if you're gonna wait, I'm not waiting till the third round to draft my edges.
Bro, there's talks about him going in the first round.
Yeah, that was from Mel Kiper. That's too rich.
Man, I'm like, wow, okay, all right. Walter.
The thing with Femi is that he didn't really. It's the position is kind of new for him. He was playing. He wasn't really rushing the passer like that. And then when they moved him there, I mean, you had guys like Latu there, you know, but for the fact that he's moving up some boards, I don't think he's like moving up. I mean, people have him where they have him, but I think him flashing what he did at the Senior Bowl was something to see.
They're saying that he's probably going to be like they're saying the new Jalen Hunt. That's what they're saying, comparing him with the.
Well, I look at some of these prospects and I'm like how do they compare to Jalen Hunt? Or like what are we talking about?
I mean, you talk about you don't want to wait until the third round. Isn't that exactly where Jalen Hunt went?
Oh, he was third round pick.
I mean,
I'm not saying that you
to
can't
get my first one
straight.
I don't want to wait
to get
first. I don't want to wait to get my first edge until the third round. You know what I mean? Like if that, like this is a great. That's I mean, if we got Walter Nolan as our first pick, you know, I'm cool with that. And then we go edge. Just thinking about, you know, who's replacing Milton Williams' production.
2020 asking about Nick Scourton
from Texas A&M. You know, I've been watching.
That wasn't a good guy. 2020 vision.
You know, I'm trying to like, because I've been seeing him get mocked to us, and I'm like,
they say he's not good against the run though.
You know, I'm like, I'm not excited yet. I have to do more digging on him.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at Pierce. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm liking. That's what I'm liking.
Do you guys think that Abdul is going to drop in the draft?
No.
Not even
because
close.
there's some character issues with him as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's an Eagle fan, so we all have character issues.
He's gonna be.
We're all maniacs, psychos.
Now, 2020 Vision talks about Princely Human Milan. I probably murdered that one. But that's the edge out of Ole Miss. Has a nasty spin move. I think. I don't think he has the juice like Pierce off the edge, but he's consistently getting pressure. I think he's got one of the nasty spin moves. I think he could be interesting. Definitely got some length. I think he can definitely. I mean, I'm like, you're just like this is a walk, right? You're just adding more vegetables, different styles or whatever. Like, I need different styles of edges in here. Like, we had the Brandon Grahams of the old man strength. We had Sweat in here. Now we got Olubujari.
So you don't want no luxury picks. No luxury picks, huh?
You don't like you talk about moving up to get somebody?
Yeah, like because it's obviously a luxury pick. Like not even necessarily a luxury pick. Say if you want to go like day 2 and round 2, round 3, like somebody like to me, I think would probably be Maxwell Harrison, DB out of Kentucky. Like this kid, yeah, I like him. Yeah. And that would be great to bring in somebody like him for competitions for CB number 2.
Mark Bird throws out Birch. Birch was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't I wasn't fired up about Birch. What's the guy like? What's the dude from? Sorry, I'm blanking here. Kid from Texas A&M.
Jaden Blue.
Stewart, not Stewart.
Yeah, not
Stewart?
Shamar Stewart.
Who'd you say again?
Shamar Stewart.
Yeah. The one he's just like a bull in a china shop.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a crazy production. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking but imagine him on the edge, blowing things up, and you have Jalen Carter in the middle. Like
my bad. I thought you said Texas. My bad.
So I'm feeling Texas A&M.
Gotcha.
Because I'm thinking like he might not have that crazy sack production in college, but if you had a guy like him who just gets constant pressure off the edge, blows things up. With Jalen Carter, that's going to be,
What about the dude from Boston College? I mean, do you think
Zaraku?
Do you think he's a second round? You can.
I think I mean, he's a 1-2 guy too. Like depending on what teams love him, but I really feel like Zaraku is a guy that he's like 6'3", 248. I like his game for sure.
Same. Yeah.
After digging in on him, I'm fully in
what
on
about,
him. I love him in the second.
What about Tyler Barron though? Tyler Barron from Miami.
I know Tyler Barron. He had a visit with us. I wasn't. I still got to do more work on him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I think he has a motor.
I wasn't blown away.
You
know what I mean?
He's got a motor. Definitely got a motor.
I do like Prince.
Walter Nolan got a motor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's who I want in the first round.
2020 says Azaraku's gone by round 1. I think he'll be gone. I don't think he's gonna last. Like if at the end of the first would have been nice. Angela says Barrett Brooks said the edge from Arkansas, Landon Jackson. He said he's better than Hassan Reddick. I wouldn't say that. He tested athletically.
Big shoes to fill.
But yeah, I mean I saw him down at the Senior Bowl as well. I know a couple people in our chat have been fans of his game. I just think I'm looking at some other guys. I'd rather have some other guys over him.
But it goes to show you that this defensive line,
Second
the
and third round.
prospects.
Landon
But
Jackson.
it goes to show you though the prospects on the D line
He ran a
is
4.68 though, bro.
talent, bro. There's so much talent there,
Oh, it's
6'6",
Pierce.
264. He ran a 4.68. That's pretty
bro.
wild.
Pierce ran faster than that, didn't he?
He ran a 4.4 something.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
Pierce,
about.
Damn.
That's what I'm
Pierce is
talking
beast, bro.
I was playing the college game, and I don't forget who I was telling. I was playing that NCAA college game, and this is before I knew about Pierce.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Who the hell is this kid rushing off the edge? This guy can't be this good. This is a video game. Can't be this crazy in real life." Then I looked him up. I'm like, "Okay, this guy's got he does bring some heat. If it's in the game, it's in the game, I guess." But 2020 says Landon Jackson, no explosiveness at all on tape. Getting back to who's comment about Josiah Stewart. Josiah Stewart out of Michigan was interesting. Second round. If you don't get edge in the first round, if he's their cup of tea, we'll see. Very, very, very interesting. 2020 Vision says Scout got 10 sacks in 2024 at 260 pounds, put on weight at 280 to get better at run. Game had a down season in 2025 with 5 sacks. Will play at 260 in the NFL. I mean, it's really because you're trying to you think about that perfect prospect for Fangio. You know what I mean? Where's he at with that, and who he likes? Who he likes? Is he? Can we get the next Josh Sweat?
So, I mean, what's the absolute latest that you go D line? So, let's if I'm just saying this draft plays out, how we would want it to. What's the what's it called? D tackle Walter Nolan. Let's say somehow we're able to get Walter Nolan, whether we even had to move up at the back end of the first round to get him. We end up with Walter Nolan, and then you get around to our second round pick, and Malachi Starks is sitting there. That fills a safety need, or are you in or are you out on Starks?
I don't think you're going to go safety in the first round. I think you have to go
second. I said second.
Oh, you saw a second round. Okay.
Yeah.
That is hard. That is hard.
Because I said because you went Walter Nolan first round. If you're able to grab Starks, I mean, then all of a sudden we're sitting there third round looking for an edge rusher. I
think Femi Aladejo in the third round would be, and then you're talking about Princely, Ole Miss second round, and then there's Braden Swinson from LSU. A lot of people do like, but I think either David Walker. He's height wise, the size wise, but he's like a fire. He's a fireball, but I don't think I don't know if that's. I don't think he has the length that they might be looking at. Like you're looking at James Pierce, he's like 6'5". But I mean, it's like Princely, Aladejo, and Izaraku. If I can get one of those, I don't believe that Pierce is falling, like people think.
It's unlikely.
I mean, you got the Georgia guys, Jalen Walker and Michael Williams, who they gladly take. But I think if Shamar Stewart, that's the guy. Go check him out. He's very interesting. Like he just looks like a bull in a china shop. He looks like Hollis Thomas, like walking into a stadium trying to sit in a regular seat.
Well, I mean, and you look at how the development of our young defensive line has gone the past couple of years. It's going well, man. So you bring a bull in a china shop in there, and he might be able to mold him into a bull in a legitimate defensive system.
Now, Chase asked, "Yo, Gail, did you and Prime play that game yet?" Not yet. I actually bought Madden last week after last week's show.
I mean, it's only $20 right now,
Yeah.
right?
Actually, $14.99.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
you know, Perk says thoughts on Michael Williams. I think if he develops more of I think if he had some more moves to the table, add more moves to the table, I think develops his game a little bit more. But I think he's a guy that
As is, you're not in.
I'm not. It's I if he was there on the board, I'd take him. I don't think he's gonna last that long though.
He's not gonna drop that far.
Like I think he's the type of guy that once he develops more pass rush moves, you know, some of these guys don't have like the toolsy belt. Ezraku, I feel like has a toolsy belt with like different pass rush moves. Like you know, it's like some guy going in with a utility belt and some guy coming in there with a screwdriver and a hammer. Like, bro, you got a wrench in there. But I think once you get in our kind of a room, especially with even Brandon Graham still being involved with the team a little bit, I feel like once they learn these pass rush moves, I am warming up to Ezraku being he's a guy, he's a I actually been watching the interviews. Some of these guys, you get to their interviews and then you're like, all right, they fit right in. They fit right in.
Gotta have that dog in you.
Gotta have that dog in them. Bob from Downer says we move up in the first and move up again on day 2. I'm not mad at that.
I wouldn't be mad either. But Howie Roseman does like his long-term assets.
Is that moving up, adding in Dallas Goedert in the mix?
Probably.
Trading him away on game day, on draft day?
Draft day.
It's possible.
Yeah, possible. I mean, like I said, it all depends on what tight end or what team needs a tight end and who they're picking for the draft. I mean, that's just gonna, empty seat will be filled.
Yes. Looking down at the question, Nick Scouton, he is 6 foot, 257.
Little bowling ball.
6 foot, 257. I mean, Josiah Stewart also, he's 6'1", 249. Now we did have a visit with Elijah Roberts from SMU. He formerly played at Miami. He was at the East West Shrine game. 6'3", 285. He's a mid-round prospect, looking maybe around the third, fourth. I mean, if you want to, there's guys that, again, people talk about Jack Sawyer. Some of the people are out on him. There's also Savion Jones from LSU. I think Braden Swinson, people are, I think, all over the place on him. Some people have him early first. Some people have him third, second round. Kyle Kennard from South Carolina.
I'm waiting for Mark to chime in about Derek Harmon. Give me a word or two.
Where do you think Kenneth Grant's gonna go?
I mean, I think anywhere from 15 to 25.
Yeah, you don't think he'll be there for the Eagles, huh?
I would hope. I don't think that's happening though.
I would like for him to be the Eagle.
Yeah, 2020 says Eagles brought in Tyler Barron, 6'5", 262, ran a 4.62 40-yard dash. Yeah, I mean, I'm again, it's like look at some of these guys that we brought in. I mean, we're talking about a lot of linemen. Offensive linemen is where it's at. It seems like. I think that's people aren't talking about linemen as much as I think. Donovan Jackson from had a team visit. We had Josh Simmons, his teammate, had a team visit, offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Donovan Jackson, I think he spent half the time at guard and tackle this year, but you like that. We also had Jalen Travis, the guy that we did an interview with, offensive tackle from Iowa State, Princeton. Marcus Mbao, I'm murdering that last name. Offensive tackle, offensive guard, versatility. We also had Anthony Belton, offensive tackle. We're talking second round grade there. Then Josh Carnley, first, second, from Oregon, offensive tackle. So that's I really, if your edge isn't there or you're the guy that you don't like is there defensively, if they're thinking about going to fill that guard need, then they could easily draft one on day one.
Yeah.
Todd says you're fake on the sticks. There, go.
First of all, NCAA came out. Everybody was playing NCAA before they played Madden. Sorry, I had to come for your defense, Gil.
I mean, I get tired of it, man. This NCAA was where I've been dying for NCAA.
NCAA is dope, bro. What about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was, when you talk about tight ends, nobody's really talking about like Mason Taylor from LSU.
Everyone's
big.
Hey, we're talking about him earlier.
Oh, y'all were? Oh, probably when I got off.
Yeah.
But big athletic tight end like that, bro. He would fit.
But I don't think he's like. I don't think he's like flashy.
No.
Athletic. No. You know what I mean? Like I think
I
think he's a dude
he's got athleticism too, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I mean,
he's not like Goddard. No, he's not. Goddard's flashy.
No. Goddard. Yeah, Goddard. But dude can ball, bro. He can ball. I just like his game. I mean, because let's be honest, he's better than Calcaterra, right? Slightly.
Mason Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
coming into the league, yeah, higher level.
It was like, don't
look at his face.
I mean, Calcaterra's already got some years in the league,
okay. All right.
He's already seasoned. You know what I mean?
I got you. No offense. I'm just talking tight end. That's all. Because I'm looking at tight end. That's what I'm looking at. I think my main concern, because the writing is on the wall. Dallas Goedert's gone. It's not going to be like the breakup, like a Saad Reddick or anything like that. But the writing is on the wall. He's going to get traded. His best friend's no longer here. He's in Detroit. He went home. Like it's and they usually get rid of tight ends in their 30s. Like it's tough. And that number that they want to pay him, that number he wants, the Eagles are not willing to pay him, especially when he hasn't been on the field for a full season. He hasn't been on the field full season. What, since his second year in the league? He got hurt rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
So
now I know Bob says he was talking about he wanted a center. He was talking about. I mean, if they feel like Marcus Mbao from Purdue, maybe he could play center. I know Gray Zabel from North Dakota State.
Wow.
Everyone's talking about him. Because he's talking about his back, Cam Jurgens' back being a problem.
Well, I'll tell you what. Mr. Medical's over here saying not to worry about Cam Jurgens' back. It's fine.
And then Landon Dickerson.
I looked at it earlier. It's fine.
Dickerson also can play center.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'm not trying to do a Chinese fire drill with the line here, though, and move everybody around.
Well, I'm saying Jared Wilson, also from Georgia, another prospect. Then if you're thinking later, and maybe Jake Majors from Texas would be an option for you. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be very interesting, man. I think this time of year. I mean, we draft is only like what 3-4 weeks away.
2 weeks away, something like that. Yeah,
3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Anyone get in the car? Anyone flying to Green Bay? No.
Green Bay's not getting any of my money after they just pulled what they just pulled right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Kyle says, "What's up, fellas? With Stoutland, the O-line is plug and play. I'm going trenches and safety in this draft. If I'm the Texas safety Makuba, if I'm destroying his last name, A lot of names to destroy in this draft.
Yeah, a lot of them.
But
Bro, some of these are hard, bro.
you need to take a class at this point. Yeah, Makuba from Texas. If we're waiting later, I mean, there's Xavier Watts from Notre Dame. Would be interesting. The Malachi Starks conversation, first round. Eagles haven't drafted a safety in the first round. Last highest safety the Eagles have drafted is Nate Allen, and that goes back a long time, guys. Jaquan Jarrett.
How many safeties do you think go in the first round of this draft?
Safety from South Carolina, Malachi Starks.
One, and I think he ends up going to the Chiefs or the Commanders.
Damn, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Shit.
Hey, Gail, I have a question. Did you get a chance to check out Darius Alexander?
Oh, the lineman from Toledo?
Hmm?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him at the Senior Bowl. He had a solid Senior Bowl.
Okay.
But I think he's a guy, he's got some versatility to him as well. It's crazy that if you drafted 2 Toledo defensive players.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like the Toledo connection. Yeah.
That doesn't happen too normal. Peasy says mock draft. Yes, we're gonna end the show with the mock draft. Before we get out of here, we're gonna do
I got all my notes, so yes, I'm ready to go.
And again, man, it's been like, I feel like the draft is like snuck up on me. I've been watching a lot of interviews as of recent. Just really sticking to the edge players right now and tight ends, really. And then I checked out some of the safeties that are in the second round range. And then
safeties. We're gonna be drafting one.
Did you see the interviews by the Texas corner? I'm trying to think of his name. This kid, I'm trying to think of his name.
Corner?
Yeah, corner. Hold on one second. I was just like, Barron. Jahdae Barron from Texas. His interview, all his interviews, I was like, man, this dude is like a natural born leader, dude. Like I was pretty not floored, but I was just like, I remember hearing Nolan Smith talk after his at a combine and being like,
I love Nolan Smith the way he talks.
I was like, this guy has this guy is a juice guy, presence guy,
glue guy.
Sign me up. I just want him. I want him on my team. I feel the same way about Jahdae Barron. I probably murdered his first name too.
Would you?
But,
I mean, we're filling up that cornerback spot. I mean, I guess we got to replace. Let's go.
Well, I'm saying, like, imagine if he plays. He's more but he has the versatility though too. That's what I'm. No one's talking about Cooper DeJean moving outside.
No.
I think
I'm saying
he dominates.
Yeah, keep him in a slot, bro. Because he's so smart. He's so smart, and he is so aggressive. He's a great.
He's working out with Patrick Surtain, buddy.
Yeah, he's in Phoenix. He's been going to Sun games. I know. I mean, I should go around like a stalker.
Can you find out where he's at? You're like, yo.
It looks like they're in Scottsdale. So yeah, I usually go on weekends of golf. Yeah, he's working with Surtain. They're all in Phoenix. My young bull, he was out in Scottsdale. He's seen Cooper DeJean in the club. So I was like, damn, man, they all in Scottsdale.
2020 says Tim, tight end, a lot of noise around the Fanning guy, big time explosive receiver. I met with.
He's not as big though. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? He's like Debo.
I mean, I'm trying to bring up his size.
He ain't big, bro. He ain't that big.
Isn't he like 6'3"?
Yeah, but you want your tight end to be at least 6'4", 6'5".
This guy's. Harold Fanning is almost the same size as, what's his name from the Raiders tight end. Brock Bowers.
Oh, Brock Bowers.
So, like, I just think
I thought Brock was like 6'4", 250, 240 or something.
No, he's the same size, bro.
Same size, 6'3".
Right around the same size. But I think the fact is He didn't run as fast as everyone liked. He ran a 4.73 or something like that.
Yeah,
I talked
he's
to
more
him
of a.
I talked to a fan at the Senior Bowl. Cool, good kid, man.
Yeah,
I took a photo with him for reasons.
he would make sense because his ex coach is in Philadelphia now, so that would
Yeah,
be a nice connection.
I feel like we don't. If they pass on him and he's on the board and his coach didn't give him a glowing review in the second round or
There's a problem.
third round, like Ferguson is the tight end that I really did do a deep dive on his game and him as a person.
Of course, Mark Bird says it.
I got so far in, I was watching like some religious podcast where he was on there. I was like, maybe I need to go to church because I mean, this dude, Ferguson, definitely, he's got the mental makeup of a athlete you want on your team. Like you drop him in there, you I got to worry about him doing crazy shit, being at some wild places in Philadelphia. This guy's about to get married. He's already got his goals, career goals. He is locked in.
So he's a totally opposite of Gronk, huh?
He's locked in. You don't got to worry about him. He's locked in. The interviews are like, it'll be very interesting. The other guy, Booker from Tyler Booker from Alabama, another lineman from Alabama. You can't say no.
No,
can't say no. But I don't think he's gonna fall to us either. But just another name to throw out there. I'm excited though.
I do. I'm definitely excited. I think I'm excited about the second round because there are so many good players. The mid round guys, the second, the third rounds, those are exciting because you always want to see those guys, get on the field and play. Like something like with Coop, like we were waiting for Coop. I really thought he was going to go to the LA. I really thought he was going to go to LA. And shout out to Howard for making that trade. Thank you, Commanders. Thank you. Then we got Coop. So yeah, those are side rounds.
Shout out to Kyle. He said, "Boys in chat, not football related, but I moved to Cherry Hill West. I need all the good food spots. Hey, if you want to hit us up, we'll pick you up. As long as you're not a serial killer, we'll pick you up, put you in the car." No, I went to. I've been wanting to go to this Filipino restaurant in Philly. It's called Tabachoy, which means like fat in Filipino slang. Like it's like it's calling you fat boy or something. I bought the merch. The food was so good. Bought the hat. The food was so good. It's called Tabachoy.
What'd you get?
Adobo chicken. Chicken adobo. If you want a cheesesteak spot in Jersey, go to Camden's Donkeys.
Yep, Donkeys fire.
Donkeys is fire, but Gitanos is right there with them.
Gitanos.
Willenboro.
How about any fancy spots for him?
Toscana in Marlton. It's not far.
All right. You live close to the Marlton Lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was out there randomly.
What were you doing out there?
But this
just driving.
This is that when you went down to Atlanta.
Got you.
So I was like, oh shit, like, it's like, hey man, I was around some Marlton Lakes where it was like private area.
Yeah, that's the start of the sticks right there, where it starts to get into the woods.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't live out there, bro.
You could if you want. What's the fancy restaurant in Philly?
The fuck? You gotta be more specific, man. It's a big
steaks. My brain is dead today, man.
Oh,
is this what happens when you get old?
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I can remember how to say Azuraku from Boston College. You know what I'm talking about. It was that I went to that event with
Ostera.
No, that's a nice. I've heard of that. Ostera. They had one in Philly.
That's it. Yeah, it was right. It was right up the street from where I lived.
Now Chase asked, "Do we add a kicker this offseason to compete with?" Yes.
I said it last year, y'all.
It does sound
Everybody
true.
yelled at me.
No, you here. I'm working on a theory. Here. I think that our man, friend of the show, Rick Lovato, ended
back.
up falling on a sword because of Jake Elliott. That's my theory. I think Jake Elliott pushed the blame of his poor season onto our poor long
You think so?
snapper. I think he got him whacked, bro. I think he got him whacked.
Yeah. Listen,
Can't.
my name Ben and I ain't in it. I didn't say that.
How
I'm just
about
saying.
Fogo de Chao?
Fogo de Chao's fine. It's a chain though. It's not like a.
Yeah, I
you know
mean,
what
well,
like,
it's, just saying.
Fogo's good.
Thank
Butcher
you,
and
Kyle.
Singer.
Thank
Butcher
you.
and Singer is the name.
Yes,
Of the,
my bad. It was
Butcher and
just
Singer.
I'm thinking steaks, and I kept on trying to say Delisandro's, but Del Frisco's.
Kyle knows what's up.
Okay. Wealthy says no. Jake set a Super Bowl
Hey,
record.
you gonna skip my comment? Damn.
That was Butcher
Chitano?
and Singer. Yeah, Butcher and Singer. Chitano's all right. Sonny's on second and market's good.
Oh yeah, Sonny's is busting. I love Sonny's.
Yeah.
I never.
Never went to Sonny's?
No. I have. I was gonna say something smart, but I didn't say it.
Oh.
I was gonna say.
You probably never went to Gitano's, huh?
I went to Sundays with Primo
Oh, okay.
multiple times. Primo will go to Sunny's and buy one for the ride home.
Oh, he has to buy one for Autumn.
Yeah.
Autumn loves Sundays.
Yeah. But he says, I'm really looking forward to my first 4th and Jawn tailgate next season. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Eagles also for putting us in that mini movie. The very end.
Yeah, it's cool.
Of the
That's
you
cool.
see shout out to Tim Armstrong and Chris Lee with the logo placement on his water bottle. I don't know if you guys seen it.
Yeah.
But Tim Armstrong looking like an absolute animal.
Mom, yeah, straight up animal.
We have the group shot of us in there. Group shot.
That's great.
Chris Lee, look at Chris Lee. That is a professional move right there.
Shout out to Chris, man.
Yes, we are doing the Eagles Autism Walk. We have a page up. If you want to walk with us, let me know. I'll send you the information. There's a $50 fee, but we have a code. Use 4th and Jawn, and your fee will get waived for the Eagles Autism Challenge. Shout out to Kelsey from the Eagles Autism Challenge who set that up for us. But there's going to be a lot of people in the community walking out there. Best event to attend. Another event happening is the Devontae Smith softball game happening. But yeah, man.
Shout out to Smitty too. I mean, he started doing that like year 1.
Talk about being a person of the community. And he's also a good softball player.
And basketball player.
You'd be surprised.
All around athlete.
We are doing a mock draft to end the show tonight. So if you guys weren't here in the beginning of the show, you want to join us on the process. Trust the process. Obviously, 3 weeks away. This is our second shot.
Don't. You can't TTP this team, bro. That's death wish. I watched it happen with my Sixers. Don't TTP it, bro. We're not trusting the process. We're doing our own thing over here.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for having a disclaimer.
How about Sixers? I haven't watched one Sixers game all year round, and I'm so
you can get courtside for $90 now.
I might do that.
Honestly, I'm considering it.
If I got a courtside, you'd go
courtside. Yeah,
pull some strings. $90.
You know, at this point, you might as well just tank and see if you can go and get Cooper Flag from Duke.
They're already well ahead of you there, bro. I think they've dropped like 20 in the last 25 or something ridiculous. Like
that. Someone offered a suite, and I was like, no. We don't want to go to see no Sixers.
My mom's a big time Sixers fan, and I had gotten her tickets for Christmas, and it ended up being the same time that my girlfriend had booked us a trip to Atlanta. And so I told her that like we'll reschedule. And by the time it came around to the game, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take you out to lunch. I'm not gonna make us go to a Sixers game.
Torture right now.
This is brutal.
What's not brutal is mock drafts. Mock draft season is here. So any vibes that you want to head in this? Are we going to strictly stick with like last draft prior to this, before the mock, we talked about the move down process. If the Eagles would potentially move down, and if we move down in that last podcast, because some of the prospects we didn't like were there, we got Emenwari moving down, which Klizimoto says Emenwari. I said the same thing about Coop last year. I'm so trying to manifest it this season. I love this guy's measurable and game tape. If he falls close to us, get him, and that's what we got him when we moved back. So this is where we're at. Well, I think can we say, well, yeah, we'll see the way that the board falls, but can we stick to thinking about edge or DT? Just to see how this one goes. And again, these mocks are just to mock.
Yeah,
it's not the real deal yet. Got a lot of these mocks picks right when it comes down to our last mock draft.
All right, rip it.
Let's go. Okay. I have so many windows up here. I don't even know where it's at.
This guy's got to close the hub. Is what he's got. He's doing right now behind the scenes.
Is it still on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. No. Oh, there it goes. It's a different. Okay, start the draft. Here we go. So that we're going to talk about some of the players that went off probably like by 24 or actually 23. Ezeraku from Boston College off the board. Tyler Booker, the guy I spoke about, guard from Alabama, went. Gray Zabel, the multi-versatile offensive lineman. Gray Zabel to the Texans. Ooh, they traded a lineman away to us, and now they got one. Marion Hampton from North Carolina, running back. James Pierce to the Ravens at 27. Mika Ibuka from Ohio State, wide receiver to the Lions. Nick Scourton, the guy that we talked about from Texas A&M, to the Commanders. Emenwari to the Bills at 30.
Wow, lovely.
They hate on the tush push, and they take the safety we like. And then Colston Loveland, we just spoke about him, the tight end from Michigan. Definitely the more of a passing tight end, pass catching tight end, more than Warren. But I think we're on the board sitting here looking at Luther Borden, wide receiver from Missouri, Kelvin Banks, Texas. He's the tackle from Texas. Derek Harmon, interior player from Oregon. Darius Alexander from Toledo. Demetrius Knight Jr. from South Carolina. Josh Connerly, the tackle from Oregon. Ayu Maynor, receiver from Stanford, not doing that. Let's see. Maxwell Hairston's there. Lena Jackson, Xavier Watts.
I like Alexandra right here.
I like Derek Harmon. I mean, we talked about sticking with the defensive line, and Derek Harmon. I think I don't see what's there really not to like there.
I'm going Toledo right here, brother.
What does the chat say? I mean, I could be talking to Connolly too. But if I'm saying defense, I could be talking to Harmon right now.
What does the trade back scenario look like? What are people?
Okay,
I thought we weren't trading.
We didn't say we weren't trading.
Well, okay.
35.
35. That's three spots.
3 spots.
And we're getting 103 back and 120.
Try it.
You guys, is there everyone cool with that?
Yeah.
It was accepted.
Yeah. No,
So people went off the board. Let's see, Harmon went, Kelvin Banks, and Ayu Manor.
well, that makes it easier if you want to stick with the defensive tackle. You go Darius Alexander here, and you acquired two. What is that? 2 day 2 picks.
Yeah, I mean, I love the picks here that we acquired.
Ooh, Shelvin reveals right there. I like that.
Princely sitting there too.
But not at this pick, though. Not at this pick. I'm dealing with Darius, bro. Darius.
You want to try Darius Alexander or Connerly?
Yeah. I'm going Darius.
I go
But
Darius
tackles good too, bro.
What are people in the chat saying?
Toledo, Harmon, Toledo, Alexander, Sanders.
So
I say
more Alexander.
Yep.
Okay, well, two Toledo guys drafted as our first picks. That who would have thought? Who would have thought? So now, guys who just went off the board before us will go 5 picks above us. Darian Porter went right before to the Chiefs cornerback. Jared Ivey from Mississippi. Benjamin Morris, cornerback, the Commanders at 61. Elijah Arroyo was tight end from Miami. So we're sitting here looking at the board. And I'm not even I'm kind of Omar Norman Lott.
Kyle Kennard's in there.
We just
went D-tackle.
I know. I'm kind of pissed because I forgot about Omar Norman Lott, to be honest. But
what do we got at tight end?
Okay, Mason Taylor is there.
Mason Taylor.
Let's go. Let's go. I mean, we're cooking.
So we also there's edges on the board.
True. What about safeties?
We just went D tackle and we got a healthy rotation.
We're saying edge. I'm just saying Jordan Birch is there, Josiah Stewart, Kyle Kennard,
Mason Taylor, Chris Paul Jr. Is he the junior of the Chris Paul?
No.
Of CP3. I was gonna say it's got to be the smallest NFL player of all time.
No, right.
Terrence Ferguson is still on the
Terrence
board.
Ferguson's still there. Yeah.
For tight end wise,
I'm going Mason right here.
Mason.
I go either Mason or Kennard.
I mean, if we're gonna be safe here,
what is it? Before you check out though, can you see safety real quick? Check the safety.
Bakuba's still on the board.
Watts is gone from Notre Dame.
Yeah, Watts is off the board.
Mm.
I'm we're in the second round. You could get. I mean,
yeah, I go Mason right here. That's just me though. That's just me.
If you want to be safe here.
Oh, Josh.
Get our tight end of the future. We just do it here early.
Let's go with 6-foot guard.
Omar Norman. We picked Omar Norman a lot in our last mock draft, and some people didn't like that. But I feel like pass rushing DT. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have Jordan Davis here for a reason.
I mean, did they pick up are they going to pick up that 5th-year option yet?
Most likely.
$12 million. Let's go. You gotta go Mason then. You gotta go Mason.
All right. You don't want to wait for Fannin?
No. I don't
want
Nah.
Mason Taylor, I think it's much better.
I'm entertaining y'all, so we're going. Let that be known. Mason Taylor picked in. I mean, it's not like it's crazy where he went.
No.
So 5 picks before us. David
There's
Walker, the edge I was talking about.
Cuba.
DJ Gittens, Charles Grant, the tackle that we brought in for a visit. Elijah Roberts, edge. We talked about him, who also had a visit with the Eagles. Those two guys off the board.
And we
So
do have
on the
another
board
pick
right
at
now.
103.
Yeah, I mean, with the trades, we have 96, 103, 120, 134. Cooking with gas here.
What do we got edge-wise?
We're in
Available
the third round.
right now. I don't want to get
And
that.
this is where this plays right into
Well,
my
there's
third
Femi.
round.
Femi.
I mean, it might a little bit earlier than.
I would definitely take Femi right now.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have another pick at 103. If
Yeah.
you think
What
he's
pick are we
gonna
at right
be
now?
there, we're at 96.
96.
No, we're
I'm
at
taking Femi. I'm not taking that chance.
Yeah, we're at 96. All right,
But we could get Makuba at safety.
Is he on the
I
board?
think
still?
you can get him at safety at 102, right? Or 103? Which one we have?
Do you want to get Makuba? Because Makuba's probably gone if we don't pick him up now. Now Belton, if we talk about a tackle that has had a visit with the Eagles for a reason, we have Fannin on the board. We got a tight end already. So if we're thinking about edges, you want to get cute and go Makuba here, and then try for Aladejo after that. You want to be cute and try that? Is that what you're trying to do?
Be cute. Let's be cute. Be cute. Pinky in the air.
So we got Makuba in the building.
I bet he's going. How much want to bet you go?
He's there.
That right there. That's what you
So
do.
now we have UCLA's edge.
There you go.
Aladejo.
Bam.
We are cooking with gas.
Can we look at corner right here though, or safety? Not safety. Corner.
Another Kobe Bryant? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Come on now, these kids was born in 2000s, bro.
Now another guy that we had a visit with, Jaden Blue, Texas running back, halfback.
No, that right there would be a great play. That right there would be a great pick. Because that's an all-around running back right there.
Hey, but how about this?
You go back-to-back edge.
Or you go double up with tight ends, Gunnar Helm. And Mason Taylor. Imagine
too many chefs in the cooking with another tight end.
Yo, Blue, I'm telling you right now, Blue would be like you're talking about somebody that's gonna replace Gainwell. And then you got AJ Dillon. Oh boy, come on now. Him and Saquon in the backfield together, please.
What about my man Will Shipley? You just drafted him,
brother.
last year.
I need you to go look on film on Blue, and you tell me.
Yeah, I watched Blue. Oh, well, did you watch Bajel? Did you watch Bajel Tootin from Virginia Tech?
No, I did not.
If he was in Philadelphia, he'd be here tooting and scooting. Scooting and tooting.
Tooting and booting.
This man is scooting and tooting. But like, if you want to, because look, we doubled up on corners last year. Worked out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could reset your whole tight end room if you brought Helm and Mason in. But I don't want to be all. Is this too much? What does the chat say?
I think they're talking about trenches.
They're talking about the trenches. Way more deep than edge. Howie definitely needs to go edge first pick. Eagles would go tackle here, is what Bry Guy's saying.
Yeah, but who's on the board? Chase Lunt from Connecticut.
Well, we still got a lot more coming up.
Yeah, we still got time here.
Paul Smith saying don't overvalue tight ends. I kind of agree, man. I kind of agree. I mean, when you
well, I'm just saying, like, if we put a nuke to our tight end room, like Goddard's out of the picture now.
Like, but Mason Taylor and Calcaterra's not doing anything for you.
I'm trying to get rid of
You trying to replace my son?
Damn,
I'm
I'm
just yeah,
trying to get rid of
I'm trying to nuke. I'll nuke the whole room. Just saying. If you don't,
What weakness has Calcaterra shown you other than just
His
being
head.
behind Goddard?
head injury,
head?
God. Yeah, that's it.
He can't block. He's not a great blocker.
But if you want to spice up with a running back that the Eagles had a visit with, or if you
Bro,
want to go a lineman,
listen, bro. Go look at Blue's highlight tapes, bro. He would be the peanut butter to the jelly to this offense, bro. As the number 2 running back, kid is nice, man.
I mean, we still can. I say we have to get a lineman in the next 2 picks.
Well, I mean, if it was the Eagles, let's be honest, they'd probably go a lineman here. I'll be honest with you.
They would, if Gunnar Helm was on the board, I think they would go Gunnar Helm. There's Kobe Bryant if you want to go quarterback.
Jalen Rivers.
But what's the chat say? We'll leave this in the chat.
They were asking if Belton had already went.
Look at edge rusher. Edge.
Yeah, Belton is off the board. All right, I'm going to look at edge. Ashton Gillott. Let's see. Savion Jones.
Oh, okay.
All right. On the board.
Tyler Barron right there.
Tyler Barron.
Yeah.
I feel like we still can get him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to hit Tyler,
you're off.
Yeah, you lost your volume there. But I mean, I feel like we go edge with the next pick then, if that ends up being the decision. I think we could wait. So either go Gunnar Helm or with Jaden Blue.
Nuke the room, not nuke the tight end room.
I think I'm leaning more towards the running back, but you're the one with the clicker there.
No, you tell me.
Either
either way, we're going Texas.
Yeah.
No. Y'all pick Ben because I feel like y'all been going with my picks the last 2 rounds. So y'all go and pick. I'm just, bro.
I'm making my own decision here. That wasn't just following Tim.
Right? Yeah, I was watching.
I know, but I've been like, go get this person. So you pick like the last 2 that I really wanted. So
I'm fine with either Gunnar Helm or Jaden Blue.
All right, Gunnar Helm. People are like,
Gunnar, there you go.
2 tight ends, man. Who do you guys think you are? We're nuking the room.
We're going right while everybody else.
This is left. The Aaron Hernandez Gronkowski draft.
Oh God, come on! You don't have to say that.
Hashtag no murder.
Click it, bro.
We went doubled up.
You're like Howie Mandel with the like before. We're gonna open this case, but first we're gonna go to commercial.
Is Blue still there?
Blue went off the board.
Yeah, figures.
He went off the board. So I feel like Chase Lunt is on the board. I think giving the Eagles a tackle to work with in the 4th round. I think Savion Jones, if you want to go back to edge, it's a possibility.
Barron's gone.
Billy Bowman. You throw another safety.
Oh, all right. If you want to go Barron.
Oh, I'm with Barron here.
Wide receiver Pat Bryant. Interesting. I don't know if you guys have watched my boy Isaac Tesla. Yeah. But go check him out. I will be posting his quick interview once I get around to it. Want to go Tyler Barron to go back to edge?
I will go Tyler Barron right here.
Tyler Barron.
Then you go trenches. Let's go back trench.
Well, now we got 3 of the next 5 picks.
Ooh, Kobe King.
We have 4 picks left. I don't know. I'm sorry. We have 5 picks left.
No, you had it right the first time.
4 picks left. I say Kyle Williams from Washington State, wide receiver. I'm looking at
What about Tesla? Is he still there?
Tesla's moving up on these mock drafts as of lately. I say Kyle Williams from got to get a wide receiver in here.
All right.
I think.
Yeah, I'm good with that. 3 tight ends, Jackson Hollis.
He's a blocking tight end. I think
Go get your center, Seth McLaughlin.
Sarah McLaughlin's kid.
Hey man, Big 12.
We've been taking a lot of Tyler Cooper and a lot of Jaw Joyner Jaw Joyner from Danbury, Connecticut. That's where I went to college at. Let's see. How about we go with a lineman? How about a safety?
I was gonna say.
Well, Nick Nash.
Or I love an Iowa offensive lineman. Throw him in the mix.
Corn-fed boy.
Nick Nash is getting a lot of love from.
Well, we got the next pick too, so take them both.
What would you compare to Nick Nash?
What's my comparison for him?
Mm.
Yeah, he's pretty productive. I don't think he's flashy athletic. I think he'd be more productive than Johnny Wilson. Because I think we need to challenge those positions badly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Bring us depth.
Take both Colby and Nash.
We have back-to-back picks here?
Yeah.
Oh, bang, bang. Nick Nash and Nick. You want the Colby?
Yeah.
Connor Colby from Iowa.
Yo,
Trevor
Easton will be there. That'll be dope.
Our last pick. We go back to the trenches.
We could get a running back.
ETN.
Did we not get a running back?
No.
I had an interview with Marcus Yarns, halfback from Delaware, also at the Senior Bowl. Had really great interview. One of these days I'll post them. I don't know why I'm holding on to them. Let's see. Anyone else interesting on the board that we're looking at? Halfback wise,
ETN is the only one I see there.
A lot of people like Ollie Gordon too. I've heard people say Ollie Gordon.
Oh yeah.
I've heard people say Ollie Gordon.
In our last, someone was in our last mock was asking for him. I say go back to Edge.
Edge, yeah.
God Joyner. Close it out.
Yeah. Do it.
Close it out. He's not freakishly athletic.
Boom.
So we got a B+ for the Alexander. We got a C- for Mason Taylor. Andrew Makuba, a B-.
Femi,
Wafemi Aladejo, got a B. Gunnar Helm, a B-. Tyler Barron, a B- in the 4th round. Kyle Williams in the 5th round, got an A- for that pick. Nick Nash got a B+ for that, round 5. Then we had Connor Colby, guard from Iowa, B+. And then our last pick in the 5th round, Jaw Joyner, Minnesota edge, B+.
I'm happy with that draft, honestly. I think we got a lot of guys that could contribute. I would see Femi getting in there, Mason Taylor and Helm, obviously having a great camp competition. Some good camp competition with the wide receivers as well, and then you give Jeff Stoutland another project.
Yeah, Paul says who's talking about the projects. Paul said who's this year's hunt? Someone who we're not thinking out. Versatile for the D and linebacker, defensive end. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm always
Femi
looking
might be
for
that
that.
guy, honestly.
I'm looking for
Yeah.
versatility.
I think Femi would be that guy.
Hey, go watch his Senior Bowl tape. Scott Kennedy, he puts these Senior Bowl one-on-ones. Look at Olufemi versus a lot of those prospects that we brought in. 20 says we're good with Oladejo. Appreciate you. Mark says solid draft. Kyle Williams getting love from Mark Bird from Oregon. Talking about Perk was talking about the quarterback from Louisville. I was in the at the Senior Bowl. They were practicing on the indoors. I was watching him and Elijah Arroyo, and the tight end from Oregon.
How did they rate our trade there? What did they give us for that?
Let's see. Did they ding us? They didn't give a grade for it. I mean, but I do think it's not like if the Eagles feel like in the second round to like the back end of the first, they feel like the grades are similar. Moving down 3 spots in the draft to day 2
and acquiring some day 2 picks,
because I think that's where all the nice pieces that fall. Like if you can get an extra third, an extra fourth, like there's so many things that you could do. That's why I'm like, Lane says, why is Mason a C? I wonder why. My thing is, you have to like go with PFF grade sometimes, like the consensus versus PFF. They feel highly on, but I think his traits. I think a lot of people. I think he's one of the more safer targets.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just like how. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say first year without drafting a Georgia guy in a while.
Facts.
Yeah. I mean, Elijah Arroyo, everyone, the tight end from Miami, everyone's talking about him. No one's talking about his injury history either. He had a big time injury history, and I think where we're at now, I think he I'm not gonna say he shocked everyone at the Senior Bowl, but he performed really well. I mean, when Mason Taylor was there, Harold Fanman was there as well. So we'll see, man. I mean, a lot of people won't like the Alexander pick either. But
I like that pick.
Everyone start doing their homework, man. We only got 3 weeks left.
We're on the final stretch here.
I thought it was a solid draft.
And we all got the Super Bowl high.
Sure.
All fat and happy.
Hey, I'm still watching highlights and mic'd ups.
A bunch of debaucheries out here. But before we get out of here, shout out to Primo. Shout out to Primo. He's dealing with a eye injury. Soft baseball game. Took a baseball to the eye.
Yeah.
His eye looks crazy.
He looked like he got beat up. He looked like he got beat up by Debo. He looked like Red on Friday.
He walked into a door in his house.
That's my grandma chain.
He's gonna be having to wear eye makeup because it looks like he's wearing eye makeup right now. But he might need to just wear some glasses. But yeah, just shout out to Prime. Make sure he's hanging in there. But also, if you want to join us on the Eagles Autism Walk, we have a team set up. Just let me know. I could send you the link. If you want to take the fee off of your registration fee, it's $50. If you want to take that fee off, just use the code 4th and Jawn, and you'll get the free registration. But before we get out of here, I want to give a big shout out to Bud Light for holding down the tailgate all these years. A shout out to Red Bull for giving us wings per usual. And shout out to Sfelli's Pizza for giving Evan Hollywood Hearn the wings beneath his cheesesteaks wings. Shout out to 1675 for the supporting us down the road. Shout out to Lowski, who also played basketball with what's his name? Mike Jasicki. He, I s- if you don't believe me, this is Lowski playing on the same basketball team as Mike Jasicki. If you don't believe me, on the same team. People look like a young. They don't even look like
Nah, that's funny.
long hair. Who is this guy?
Long hair, don't care.
Don't care. Shout out to craftyjawn.com. Make sure you get yourself a chunky chain. And shout out to Jesse Wines. If you're looking for graphics, hit him up at Wines Creative. Get yourself some graphics, okay? Before we get out of here, how about a say it with your chest?
I got one today. I've talked far and wide about big paper before. I got another one for you. It's Big Airport, man. Big Airport tells you that you got to be there 2 hours prior to your flight. No ifs, ands, buts about it. They say, at least they did back in the day, 3 hours for an international flight. I'll tell you what. I've been challenging Big Airport recently on this theory. And I went a little bit, admittedly, too far on my last one. But I held out hope. I had a 9:45 flight home from Chicago. I got dropped off by my Uber at 9:10. And and keep in mind that the flight was at 9:45. So the gates closes for me to get on the plane at 9:30. That gave me 20 minutes to get through security and get to my gate. Bro, I got to my gate before my group was even called. I was ready to go. I was at my gate at I think it was 9:30, 9:25 or something like that. So F Big Airport. They just want you in there 2 hours early so you go and spend money on their in their shops and in their restaurants and all that stuff. You could just show up. I think if you show up, if you give yourself 45 minutes to get through security, that is plenty of time. Plenty of time. That is if you're not checking a bag and you're getting dropped off at the airport. If you add in parking and checking a bag, that's a different story. But if you're just showing up, don't listen to Big Airport.
Say it with your chest, Tim.
I got a big issue with motor vehicle. Big issue.
Motor vehicle.
Yeah, fuck them. You know why? Because I asked for a new ID. I
Talk
paid
about
for
DMV,
it.
huh?
Yeah, the DMV, is that what you're talking about?
Well, out here it's called motor vehicle.
Okay.
Out here it's called motor vehicle.
Gotcha.
Sorry. DMV back east. Yeah, got you. Same thing. Yeah, F them because I paid for ID and I haven't got it in 2 years. Then I call back because in Arizona, you have to have the one with the star, and it's a traveling ID just to make more money out here for some damn reason. And this one cost $50. And guess what I did? I paid for a new one to get it, and it said it was going to take 2 weeks. It's been 3 months. So F motor vehicle in Arizona. I don't know how DMV is out there. This place
Sucks.
Where I live,
it sucks across the board. It sucks.
No, not where I live. Smooth.
Really?
It's the most magical moment I've ever had in DMV history. Is that Delaware, Wilmington? It's crazy.
Yeah. Didn't you buy your whip in Philly though?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but it's about where you reside.
Yeah.
Where you pay insurance and
well, no. He went through a loop trying to get license plates.
Oh yeah, it took me a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Dealership in Pennsylvania was bugging out, bugging. But Helena says her DMV is smooth. My say what your chest is Spider-Man 2, PS5. Chef's kiss.
What year did that game come out? Hasn't that been out for a minute?
It's been out for a while, but it's been on my list. This is my off-season to-do list. It was like
what level are you on, and who are you going
finished.
against? Oh, you finished it.
Spider-Man 2, yeah.
So
100%.
rate it. What,
10?
10? A 10?
It's a 9.
9?
It's a 9. It's. I say it's a
dope game.
It's. I felt like I was watching a movie. I felt like I accomplished something so much so that I need to tell all y'all.
My favorite part is the Craven Jawn. The Craven part is crazy.
Oh, when he
like that felt. Yes, yeah. I ain't gonna say it because I don't know if anybody gonna play it.
No,
yeah.
I felt that.
Craven. Yes, thank you.
I felt that.
Thank you.
I felt that.
I was telling my brother that. My brother's like, nah, bro. It's all about. Oh my god, which one was it? His friend turns into,
Yeah.
I was like, nah, bro. The Craven part is crazy.
Yeah. Before we get out of last word, we'll start with you, Tim. Last word.
Man, it's 3 weeks till draft. Let's go Birds. I'm still on my Super Bowl high, so I really don't have any last. I'll be honest with you. I did cop another hat. I copped like 2 pairs of kicks, Eagles colorways. I need to stop buying kicks. And and the bricks are coming in. I did get a pair of bricks. So shout out to Tapes. Tapes got them for me. And your boy's turning 40 next month, so that's my 40th birthday to myself.
Wow.
The bricks. Bricks. Big 4-0, bro. It's crazy.
Crazy
work.
Called up the cartel. He said, I need some bricks.
Older than
them over.
Older than
Dude,
F.
my daughter's gonna be in 5th grade, man. I'm like
crazy, bro.
Man. Time goes by fast, bro.
Last word, Tim. I mean, last word, F.
So don't got nothing to say quite this show, but some big things happening for me this week. And yeah, I'm gonna drop a little personal life bomb on the next show. So stay tuned.
Don't threaten me with a good time, pal. I'm waiting. I wait for the party. Yeah, last word. Shout out to all you guys in the chat. Obviously, off season is about enjoying the Super Bowl, taking some time with your family members, because I know if you listen to this podcast, you spent way too much money, time with the Eagles. So spend that time with your family. Do the little things. But shout out to all you guys in the chat. Shout out to Primo. Shout out to who else? Shout out to your families, and shout out to the Phillies. Me and Amanda went to the opening game. That was awesome. Schwarber home run was phenomenal. But my dumbass got there a little late, missed the whole Saquon and BG Lombardi thing. I was like, how the hell did I miss traffic, dog?
BG had the people amped up, bro. I'm going tomorrow.
I have a question. Is Bell Bottoms back?
They've been back, yeah.
Yeah. So big shout out to you guys, man. We'll see you guys for maybe a mock draft next Monday.
Dang, y'all are savages.
Evan's pregnancy reveal, perhaps. If you guys want to see us on the next one, I think we should do. I think we should do we'll do a tight end podcast.
Yeah.
I think pick your edges podcast for next week. And I think I think for me everything else is like I'm just like tight ends, defensive line, edges. Everything else is like whatever. I mean, you can get a safety, but I'm like just get your edges. But anyway, appreciate you guys sticking around. We'll see you guys in the next one. As always, fly, Eagles, fly.